Is the process of weight loss frustrating you to the point where you're almost ready to just say F it and stay fat forever? Nah, I'm just kidding. But that frustration that you feel because you continue to make the same mistakes over and over again. You go hard for 6 weeks, you hit a wall, you gain all that weight back. Here's the absolute truth. There are two forces that are sabotaging your weight loss journey. And the thing is, most of us don't even realize that this is happening. All right, so in today's video, I'm going to shed some light on these two forces that are sabotaging your weight loss journey, and I'm gonna give you the tools to overcome this. But first, let me tell you why you should listen to me, especially if you're new to the channel. You see me? This was me in 2012. I was 360 pounds. I had high blood pressure. I was borderline diabetic. My life was a freaking mess. Not only was I fat, I was lazy, I was unmotivated, I was broke, my mental health sucked. But then I woke up one day and I said, you know what, Brix, you gotta stop acting and thinking like a pussy. You have to stop accepting excuses from yourself. You have to divorce your addiction to mediocre. I was a mediocre nigga, bro. I had so many excuses. I was so addicted to sitting on the couch and doing nothing. And I had to change the way that I think. I had to change the way that I operated. I had to get some accountability. I had to get some things in my life that would force me to change. Because if you're thinking that one day you're gonna wake up and it's just, you're gonna feel motivated and like that day's never gonna come. You have to commit. Once I committed, bruh, I became a god. I got rid of all my shirts. I don't even wear shirts anymore. I'm that dude. I'm that dude now. You know why? Because I stopped thinking and acting like a pussy. And I stepped up. I manned up. Straight up. And I want to help you do that, but you got to be ready for it. But if you're watching this video right now, my bet is that you're ready. But let's get into this. I got to warn you guys. This video is going to be very raw. And some of this stuff may trigger you. And if it triggers you, that's good news. That means you need to watch every fucking second of this video. You may need to watch this video 10 times. Because that thing you feel, that discomfort you feel, is communicating something to you, right? And I'm gonna help you understand what that's trying to tell you. The two forces that continue to sabotage your weight loss effort is comfort and pleasure. And these two things are like cousins though. And I'm gonna talk about them in a context that applies to both of these concepts. Before you start beating yourself up, right? You gotta understand, comfort and pleasure are wired into us primally because back in the day when we were cavemen, the early version of the humans, we had to have something neurally wired in us to help us find safety. If you were a caveman and you were experiencing comfort, that means you have a higher chance of not getting eaten by a saber-toothed tiger, straight up. But you gotta understand, this primal mechanism that helped keep us alive back in the caveman days are now destroying us. This feature of us, right? This feature of our minds and our emotions is now destroying us because we live in a very different environment where we don't need this instinct to do this for us anymore. And you gotta understand that. That's the first thing you need to internalize. This primal function of the human mind is no longer needed. Because we have plenty food, we have plenty safety, we have shelter, we don't have the risks and the dangers that the cavemen had back in the days. So now we got to do something to kind of unwire this. And it starts with understanding. Now you got to understand, so comfort and pleasure are very connected. And when something feels pleasurable, we have this dopamine release, right? So a lot of this is hormonal. And again, I'm getting into the science so you can understand what's happening when you're experiencing this stuff. Now, dopamine is the thing that helps drive our behavior, that helps condition how we respond, what we do every single day. Now, here's the issue. Most of us are addicted to the instant comfort, the instant gratification, the instant pleasure that we get from eating the cookie, that we get from sitting down binge watching Netflix. We're addicted to the instant pleasure. Now, what we need to do is we need to train our brains to learn to delay the pleasure, delay the gratitude. Yo, listen, the amount of comfort and pleasure I experience because I am disciplined in the art of delaying gratification. I feel so good in my body. My body feels comfortable. I'm never in pain. I'm 40 years old. I wake up, I'm ready to get up and run 6 miles. I can go all day without stopping, without needing a nap, right? That's comfortable. And again, that's because I've trained my brain to delay gratification. And I go for the big pleasure. The pleasure of walking into a room and have your wife look at me and want me, instead of the pleasure that I get from eating 10 damn donuts or doing 2 lines of Oreos. No, don't get me wrong, I do that sometimes, but 90% of the time I don't. And that's why I get the big pleasure. I make a lot of money. I get attention from women. This is the real pleasure. But the thing is, not everybody has access to that because not all of us have the discipline. But anyway, but I wasn't always like that. You gotta understand something. You see this guy? Fat Brix, right? Look at his face. Look at this guy's face. This is the face and this is the body of a man who was in a comfort coma. Convenient and cheap ass food, television, video games. Anything that I could do to shut my mind up, right? My mind was constantly yelling at me and telling me that I was fat and lazy and I had to do something about it, and I didn't want to hear that shit. So what did I do? I did things to numb myself so I did not have to listen to that voice in my head who was trying to inspire me to take action. That action was very uncomfortable, right? And my mind registered that action as something that was unsafe. And this is why 90% of people are overweight, unhappy, depressed, broke, because they can't deal with the discomfort of pushing past that resistance so that they can change themselves. You have what it takes to free yourself from the addiction to comfort and pleasure. All that jerking off and eating ice cream all day and being lazy and allowing excuses and allowing yourself to be mediocre, you don't have to accept that shit. You can divorce the idea that has to be your reality. You can end that shit today, right now. For one, you gotta want it bad enough, and then you gotta get support. You have to get the help that you need. If what I'm saying sounds like something you're ready for, then I wanna talk to you. I'm doing free discovery calls for people who are ready to commit. So if you qualify, we will get on the phone. You will talk to me, right? And I'm gonna be doing these myself for the next, I wanna say, a month. Eventually, I'm gonna have my team start helping me with these calls because I wanna get as many of you on the phone as possible so that we can get you on the path to freeing yourself from the lower version of yourself so you can elevate, so you can get the body of your dreams, you can get your mental health together so we can take you to the next level. All right, so free coaching calls with me if you qualify. The link is in the description below to sign up for a free coaching call. But please, if you know you're not ready, I'm a very forward guy. If we get on this call and I can tell that you're not ready, I'm gonna tell you. All right, so if you just save yourself that moment of embarrassment, and I will always do it with love, let's be very clear, but I'm gonna tell you straight up because I'm not helping you if I lie to you. So if this is you, you're ready, sign up for a free coaching call. But let's say you're not ready for a free coaching call. You're not really fully there where you know you're not ready to fully commit. I can still help you. I want you to sign up for my newsletter. I give you information. I send you emails. I send you resources. I give you book suggestions that will help you progress to that stage where you're ready to commit, where you're ready to change your life. All right, but it's a process. I understand it. It took me 10 years to get ready. And it may not take you 10 years because I didn't have Brix. I didn't have somebody to help me. Either sign up for the free coaching call if you're ready, or sign up for the newsletter and let's build. Let me help you. I can give you the resources. I can point you in the right direction. Remember, the body that you want is owned by a higher version of yourself. So evolve. Peace.